Kevin did have a very strong opinion about something for the last year almost, give or take. And he voiced his opinion online and all that good jazz.
I voiced an opinion online based off of kind of what I know about vehicles, and I wasn't mean.
He was wrong. He was wrong.
Yeah, no.
You weren't mean about it. You just had your opinion, and your opinion was wrong.
Right.
What's up, Lite Nation?
What's going on, guys? So, we have finally found a fix for that pesky windshield that keeps breaking on the Jeeps, because I guess the windshields are just so thin. And
Jeep windshields suck.
I mean,
massive is basically what Kevin's trying to say. I'll bleep that out.
We've gone through multiple windshields. Everybody that's like messaged us, like 2, 3, 4, 5 windshields, every little thing that hits it.
We went through 3 OEM windshields.
Yeah, and now that we've had this aftermarket one for like 8 months now, we can finally say like this thing is amazing.
Mint.
And we're gonna show you what the part number is, who it's by, and we're gonna show you we have bombs on our windshield. I mean,
dude, this thing is impressive.
But we're gonna show you all that. But first,
in a minute.
Yes.
First, we're gonna show you something even freaking cooler.
Well,
so we made a new friend.
It was off the forums, off the JL Wrangler forum. Yep. Yeah, so he just sent me a message like, hey, if you're ever in New York, you should hit me up and we can go do something cool.
Guys, meet Matt.
Hey guys.
And he's really cool because he's going to show us something that he does as a hobby. Have at it. Look at this. This bad boy right here. Okay, I don't know jack crap about planes. What is it?
So this is a Beechcraft Bonanza V35. The airframe's from 1968, but everything is upgraded since then.
It'll be fine.
New engine, new everything. It has a 9-liter, 550 cubic inch 6-cylinder, air-cooled, magneto-driven, and makes 300 horsepower at 2,700 RPM where the red line is.
Kevin, our Jeep makes more power than that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, by far. Like little Cessnas and stuff, a lot of them are like 120, 140 horsepower, and they still go at like, they cruise at 110 knots, 120 miles an hour. So
this thing does like 200. This thing does 200 miles an hour. Our Jeep won't do 200 miles an hour.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So we sump the fuel from the low points here in case any condensation were to build up. The water would separate and sink to the bottom, and then we just strain it back into the tanks, and then we just dump it back in here.
It's in the wings.
You know jet fuel is basically
There's
diesel, right?
Something on the wings.
Something.
I've never been in a plane with a propeller before.
And you're gonna show us how to fly, right?
Yeah, we're flying today.
Like just in case something happens, in case something happens to you, and you're
joking?
like, Kevin, you have to like fly this thing.
You're not gonna be able to put the plane down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, no, it's easy. You point it at the ground until it gets there. Point it at the ground until it gets there.
It's easy to come down.
If you need to pull yourself forward to look over the windshield, don't do it with the control, because they're going to go up like that.
you know how I know this plane is old? I have an ashtray. So does this side. So does the front seat.
So after a fly around New York City and a stop in New Jersey for some fuel, we are now
In Atlantic City.
we're in Atlantic City.
Which we've never been to before. And we got here by plane. This is so cool. Turns out, he's not a half-bad pilot. No one died.
Done this tens of times.
Yeah. Jelly found a new way to relax.
Butt up, head down, under the steering wheel.
I know, butt up, head down under the steering wheel. What are you doing, Jelly Bean? That doesn't even look comfortable. Your butt's like...
She didn't even care.
Not there.
She didn't even care. She's like, as long as I'm on a lap.
As long as you're on a lap.
Come here. Any guesses? Any guesses?
Heavy. I'm guessing 6,000.
Press button firmly.
Firmly.
Welcome to Pilot, first way or relay?
First way.
You're standing on it.
Oh.
Okay, I got your way. Pull off the scale and come inside.
Thank you so much.
She's probably like 6,700 pounds.
Yeah, what?
Like, wait, what
Who
is
the
this?
f***'s on our scale? All right, so we promised you guys that we would weigh the stepchild after we installed the long arm kit and the 3-link from Rock Krawler. We've got the Dynatrack 6080 axles, feedlocks, 40s, Hemi. We're gonna weigh it. We're gonna let you know.
No, they need to guess.
What it is. Oh, guess. Before you see the paper, before I see the paper, I'm guessing around 6,000.
I say 6,950.
You think we're almost 7,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, let's go find out. I haven't looked at it yet.
Back.
I haven't looked at it.
You didn't look at it when you picked it up?
No, I didn't. I intentionally did not look at it because I
Really?
wanted to. Yeah, I
I
wanted
don't
us to
believe
look
you.
together. No, I swear to God, I didn't. Okay.
All right. Face it towards me.
6,700 pounds. Dang, I was way off. You were way closer.
I was pretty close.
I was just wishful thinking, is what that was.
I mean,
That's still not half freaking bad.
hold on. What's the gross vehicle weight rating?
Oh, God.
6,200.
3,100. But that's the factory axles.
suspension.
These, obviously, we do not have factory axles or suspension, so all of the factory stuff is irrelevant.
So this Jeep right now, as it sits, is 6,700 pounds over. Like, it's over there.
6,700 pounds. Yay.
I think it started out at 48.
We've only had a little bit of weight. It is. Everything has a give and take, right? Well, there you go. For everyone who's ever wondered how much the stepchild weighs, 6,700 pounds. Boom.
Love the way that transmission shifts with the burbles. Yeah. Now we also told you we'd update you on how this thing is driving and how it feels. The long arm, the 3-link in the rear is absolutely fantastic. I don't want to take my hands off the steering wheel too long because there are cars around.
We're kind of in traffic, but look,
But
no hands.
it tracks straight. You know, it drives, it's like there's more compliancy in everything, I guess is the best way to do it. So earlier, we probably should have filmed it, but earlier there was curbs and I was like, let's just drive.
Kevin didn't even warn me. He hit the curbs going like 35 miles an hour.
So I just hit a curb, go up it onto, and then come down the curb. Like I took a turn and took it way too sharp and went up over the curb and off of it. And so what it feels like is if you were to be, I'm at 33 PSI in my tires. What it feels like is if you were to be at 10 PSI in your tires. So it's just the angle that the long arm is now working. It literally, instead of hitting and pushing up into the cab, the tire just kind of floats over objects. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we're only doing 70 right now. but I barely even have to touch the steering wheel to keep straight. I mean, we are in a box or brick. No matter what, you have crosswinds.
It is still a brick going 70 down the highway.
So the way I would kind of describe it, other than the suspension being more compliant, is almost kind of like having a different setup with sway bars. Like there's no crazy body lean, but there is just more. I don't know. It's just smoother. It kind of feels like we're riding in a Cadillac or something. It just kind of goes with the flow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it kind of just goes with the flow. When there's big bumps or when there's expansion joints going onto a bridge, it's not bam anymore. It just kind of floats.
Oh God, it's so bright.
It is. Okay, so one last thing. We're gonna get to the windshield and the broken windshield and all the windshield stuff.
Oh, that's way better.
There's one thing. I have to eat crow. I don't normally talk any kind of crap about companies.
But Kevin did have a very strong opinion about something for the last year almost, give or take. And he voiced his opinion online and all that good jazz.
I voiced an opinion online based off of kind of what I know about vehicles, and I wasn't mean.
He was wrong. He was wrong.
Yeah, no.
You weren't mean about it. You just had your opinion, and your opinion was wrong.
Right. I wasn't mean about it, but I was stating an opinion not based on my own experience. So what am I eating crow about? It's the iDrive USA.
Bum, bum, bum.
So we do have it mounted right here. Now, I have had this installed for probably about 3 months. And prior to that, I talked crap about it. I was told, hey, look, quit talking crap because you don't know what you're talking about. So we installed one.
We figured that it would just be, if you wanted to go faster, you just push your pedal down farther because we thought it was just the throttle positioning sensor kind of.
So it does remap the throttle, right? Everybody knows that. But if I want to go faster, I'll just push more on the pedal. Now here's where this comes in handy. So you can have it on a stock setting. Push the button, boom, boom, 2 clicks, I'm on a stock setting. It doesn't do anything. So there's stock. When it has 2 dashes, that's stock setting. And it drives like normal. It has its own thing. I can push on the throttle.
It feels like it normally did.
It feels like it normally did. Now here's the cool, most amazing, awesome thing, is that I can go into eco mode. And then
eco mode.
So eco mode is that, but
economy.
I use the eco mode for rock crawling. What happens is, even the throttle position sensor in stock form sometimes is too touchy with the vehicle when you're in first gear and you're doing technical stuff. So now I can have even more control over that throttle. So my foot, as I'm moving it through the range, it does less throttle input. It absolutely is amazing when doing technical rock crawling for that reason. But then I'm like, oh, rock crawling, and then all of a sudden we're in the dunes.
And then we go in the dunes.
I hit the dunes. I go to U, so U is ultimate or whatever. I drive on U2. But if we go to 9,
it goes all the way up to 9.
So if I go to 9, I'll barely. That's
that
moving,
was like
so
no
that's moving
foot
the pedal
movement.
this far, and what happens is, it instantly, the minute you even breathe on the throttle, it shifts, it goes, it has all this, so it makes the throttle so crisp that you don't even have to give it any throttle. So when you're trying to just romp through the dunes or romp through the desert, and you want it to just kick out and have fun, go to U9, and it literally. Don't stop and go traffic in this. U9, I can't even breathe on it.
That's definitely for drag racing.
Right. So U2 is about where I drive on normal, because
that's our almost everyday kind of setting.
That's my everyday setting.
A little bit of spunk with.
It's absolutely phenomenal. It changes the Jeep to this rock crawling docile thing up to like a burn box. Like if I'm going to do a burnout, I go to U9. I mash it, and it takes rid of that throttle lag. You know how when you hit the gas and there's that little delay and then it goes? That is completely gone now. When you put that in there and you put it on any of the U modes, it is instant. It is the second you touch the gas.
And now with Kevin finally admitting that he was the one who was wrong on camera, because I feel like it's only ever me who does this.
That's not true.
Now we can start talking about the windshield. We're going to park real quick and show you guys how freaking awesome this thing is. Okay, safely off the highway, for a while now, I've wanted to kind of go over our windshield because we've gotten this question a million bajillion times, because for those of you who have been following along for the past year or so, you'll remember that back in, I think it was late February, early March, we finally replaced our OEM windshield
Our third OEM windshield.
Our third OEM windshield, because they were cracking back to back to back and then splitting across the entire freaking thing.
So what happens is one little rock chip. I'm one little rock chip.
Just a little.
And before I can even make it to get it filled on the highway, it would split.
Still, within another 2 minutes further down the road on just the highway, not even
split.
going off-roading, it split across the whole, that's insane.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I've even heard that the factory Jeep windshields are cracking
On installation.
at the factory on installation. That's dumb.
That came from a subscriber that works at the factory saying that these Jeep windshields are cracking.
We have on good authority that the Jeep windshields suck more than we even think they suck. So we finally replaced it with an aftermarket windshield, and we've had people ask us a million times since then, how is it holding up? It is holding up phenomenally.
Now keep in mind, we've had this windshield for almost a year now, and we've been all over the country.
We've put 40,000 miles on our Jeep.
At
least.
Yeah. I mean, this whole year has been crazy. So it's been peppered. I mean, the whole windshield
Has rock chips in it.
It has rock chips everywhere. I mean, it is blasted. But the difference is...
There's a big difference.
Is that not a single one of these 50 rock chips that are in the windshield have split.
Look at this. So the very, very first one we ever got is right there. That's the first rock chip our aftermarket windshield got, and that was probably in April.
When that BMW kicked it up.
When the BMW kicked it up, probably only a couple weeks after we'd gotten it, and that has not split.
And there's...
Shortly after, we got that bad boy right there. We've had that for, since April. That has not split, which is fantastic because I was 100% convinced that this one would go right across my field of filming vision.
And then there's this one
instantly.
right in your field of vision.
We got one right there, right in my field of vision.
That didn't
not
crack.
split.
And then if you just kind of stay back,
you can kind of see, yeah.
Look, so I'll just point it out.
That's a baby.
Right.
That's a chip, though, not a crack.
But here's one, here's a big one.
That's a good one right there.
There's a big one. And this one's a double. This one literally was a jagged big rock that got hit twice.
Yep.
And then somebody threw a boulder at us.
So this guy right here, I'm going to show you it from the outside. There you go, right there. That's what that bad boy looks like. Now, this guy hit our windshield so hard. We both saw the rock. It came up off of an 18-wheeler. We both saw it. It hit so hard. The ping reverberated off of this. It sounded like a gunshot. That hasn't split. None of these, not a single one of these. Yeah, they're chipped, but none of them have split. And keep in mind, we have not treated a single one of those cracks.
And it's been through cold, it's been through winter.
Freezing. It was in negative 12 degrees in November. It's been at high elevations in Big Bear in Colorado. It's been off-road. It went through the Trail to SEMA. 10 days of the hardest trails ever. Not a single one of these cracks split across at all. None of them got bigger.
Flexing, bashing off the back door. I mean, I caved in the whole side of my Jeep, and not a single one of these cracked.
Windshield's totally fine. And I do want to point out, because we did have someone ask us about this, and it's about this bad boy right here. And the question was, well, do you think that the sport cage has helped to reinforce the pillar so that your windshield's not flexing as much? This sport cage was installed back in last January when we still had an OEM windshield. Shortly after, we had a crack that hit right about here and went within 5 minutes of the crack happening, split across my field of vision. So no, this does jack crap in terms of keeping your windshield from not cracking.
Right. What I think it is the guy that did this glass, I believe he said the OEM windshield had pins that located it in the exact spot. So the pins would sit kind of in the windshield frame. And I'm thinking possibly that vibration, once you get a crack, does that. And I think on this aftermarket one is just glued on. There's no set pins. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I just think I remember. It's been a year.
Whatever the reason is, though.
I think this one's literally just floating on that gasket that they put on there. Yeah. And there's no pins touching the metal. And whatever it is, why don't we get to the point where we show them what the windshield is?
Okay, so the point of all this, the aftermarket glass that we have is by KP Glass. That's about all I know. The auto glass guy in Arkansas?
It was Arkansas.
I think in Arkansas was the one who originally installed this for us. He did a phenomenal job, and the windshield itself has held up freaking fantastically. Like we don't, like the little cracks don't bother me. It's when you have this split right across your field of vision that I can't film out of and I can't see and it bothers me.
What happens is the
That
sun
bugs
hits
us.
it and then reflects off into your eyes, and then it's in the camera. And
Luckily,
then
the giant bullet one would normally be an issue, except that it hits so low and our sport cage hides it, so it's really not a big deal to us. But a whole year, all of this, like, it's taken a hammering, and it's taken this hammering just as well as the Jeep has taken the beating we've put it through. Like, that's pretty freaking fantastic, and I would 100%, 10 out of 10, say that this is a billion gajillion times better than the OEM Jeep windshield.
But you lose your little Jeep guy.
You lose your little Jeep guy. Price to pay, I think it's worth it. It's up to you guys. Now, with that being said, we are on our way to Texas. We're almost there. And after Texas, we have more surprises for you, but we want to answer one more final question.
Surprises?
That everyone has been asking about.
Surprises?
So obviously, we are back home in Texas. And one question that we always get a whole heckin' lot of
all the time on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube.
All the time, everywhere we go, we figured we'd take a moment to answer it really quick since we're here, home in Texas, is where do we keep all of our crap? And by crap, I mean our cars, because I don't know if all of y'all know, the Jeep is not the only car we own.
Right, we have
A lot. We have the Jeep, and we also have the Supra, of course. I have my drift car. I have my show car, which is an old Jetta. We have our side-by-side. I have a Volkswagen Touareg TDI, at least for the moment. I also have a Toyota Sequoia, and
they're all at her mom's house.
they're all at my mom's house,
Yeah.
the ones that we aren't using.
The Polaris Turbo S. The people have been like, "Where's your Razor? Where's your Razor?"
There
Here's
it
our
is.
Razor. It's at Brittany's mom's house, sitting on top of the Illuma trailer because that way it's ready to go whenever we want, and we can just wheel it out of the way. Brittany's mom and brother, this thing is so light they can literally move it in, move it out. And actually, what's super cool about the aluminum and why we went with the Illuma trailer is because it's out here in the elements. And the aluminum we don't have to worry about. It's not going to rust. It's not going to corrode. It's not going to deteriorate sitting out here. And then something cool that we did was we put a little truck box on the front of this thing. This thing's super light, and this is where we store like all the rest of our helmets and gear and everything, and recovery gear for it. Super light diamond, super light Illuma trailer for the Razor. Weren't we only getting like, I don't know, 3-4 miles a gallon less because the whole setup is like 2,000 pounds?
Super duper light.
Yeah, the whole setup is maybe 2,000 pounds the way it sits. So as for the plans for the Razor, we absolutely need to get in this thing and start ripping because it is just sitting here doing nothing, and that's no good. I love driving this thing. So what, it's been sitting here since
Since we blew up the motor in the Jeep.
Yes,
basically.
we blew up the motor in the Jeep. It sat in Utah forever. We got the motor done. We took it to Trail Hero, and then it's just been sitting here, and this is not where it belongs. And Texas doesn't have public land. Texas is all private land. So what about, I think we're just going to take it to Utah. What do you guys think? Like, I think we should leave it in Utah, and then we can ride it in Utah. We could take it to California. We could take it to the dunes, yada, 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 right?
This won't stay here very long. Our other vehicles, however, will be.
Which include, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
My drift car! My beautiful, neglected drift car. And
with paw prints all over
my
it.
even more beautiful,
Ooh.
super neglected Jetta. Aw,
You
so
see,
sad.
you see the paw prints all over this, guys?
Oh,
We have 2 cats available for adoption. we do. They're inside. Well, maybe we'll show them.
They're 100% for my mom's cats. If anyone wants them, you can have them.
100% for adoption. And one run big thing. See this WSS trailer right here? This is an 18-foot with a dovetail. It's steel with wood boards. This thing is going to be for sale soon because we no longer need it because her show car is just sitting on it. And we don't need it for the drift car or her show car anymore because
We have something else very big planned.
there's something else very big planned. Okay, so if you're interested, tandem 3,500-pound axles, 18-foot dovetail. I think it's a 2 or 3 foot dovetail.
So if you're interested, go ahead and let us know in the comments below, or actually,
No,
better yet,
yeah.
don't do that. Private message Kevin.
Yeah, on
Don't message me.
Instagram
Message him.
or Facebook.
We'll give you more information
Yeah.
if you're genuinely interested in buying the trailer, because again, we have big plans tomorrow
We've got to measure
and
out
the
like,
next day.
will 40 feet fit from here to here?
Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch. Wait, and then you take it. And then you take it. At LiteBriteStudios.com. All of your Lite Brite Nation decals at PixelDecals.com. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Mwah.
I'm so happy right now.
So give this video a thumbs up right now if you want to see Brittany try on all of her Black Friday and Cyber Monday clothes. Look at this.
I'm so happy. Well, it's happening anyways. Clothing haul try on. I might have gone a little bit crazy on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.